Meteorologist Diane Phillips here, enjoying the sun that we have, and I hope that you've been out and about throughout the day so far to enjoy some of the sun that we have here. On our Jet Express cam, it's just a gorgeous day here on Put-in Bay. You can see though the water might be a little bit choppy out there. Those gusty winds that we have today, or at least they're breezy. You can see they're kind of keeping that water stirred up a little bit for us, but nothing but blue skies and sunshine overhead, and that's going to make for a really nice afternoon for those who are able to go and take a break and enjoy the island. But like I said, we had those choppy waters, so winds today, they're going to be a bit breezy at times. We're going to notice this morning they were tolerable, but as we go through the afternoon, you really will notice at times some of that northeasterly wind pick up around 10 to 20 miles per hour, maybe those peak winds towards 25 miles per hour. So a very standard day when we have breezy conditions, but just a heads up, you're going to notice that slight breeze in the air, and it'll just add a little bit more of a chill with that northeasterly wind coming out. Of course, lake waters, those are around 38 degrees, and so that means that that breeze is going to be a little bit cooler. But with that sun, it just looks warm outside, and I think a lot of us are just really enjoying how nice it feels as well. We'll have the sunny conditions for today, and then even as we go into tomorrow, I'm planning on keeping some sun in. While that line drops, I'm still anticipating that we will have some sun, maybe a little bit of cloud cover. And even as we go into Thursday, the clouds are starting to funnel in and building in because we do have a system that'll be here to wrap up our work week and the school week. But as we head towards the weekend, well, though we'll have a little bit of a hangover left over from that Friday system, I'm hoping to at least bring some sun in, though the cloud cover is still going to be hanging around. However, Sunday going to be a dry one for your weekend forecast. Now for today, temperatures, they could be warming up a little bit underneath the sun, but it's just not as warm as what it could be. You'll find temperatures in Toledo, those right now are into the lower 40s and will only warm up a little bit as we go and find those peak temperatures of today. A lot of us, though, are actually kind of seeing some cooler conditions. We have blue all the way over from Boston over towards Sioux Falls, where temperatures are into the 20s. It's 4 right now in Bismarck. So some cold air still cooling off towards our north and west. And yet we're going to be kind of locked into this cooler pattern as we go through the beginnings of March. A lot of that warmer air you can see is well off towards our south, Nashville, Memphis at 61, 74 right now in Raleigh. Sounds really nice, but that might just be, all of us getting a little bit ahead of ourselves with all the sun. And now that we're into March, a lot of us are really starting to switch gears and think about spring. Temperatures, they're not going to quite be doing that for us, though we're going to find those readings to be in the low to mid 40s for today. Of course, a little bit cooler off towards our east with that northeast breeze, kind of keep those temperatures a little bit cooler through Erie and Huron County. But you're going to find overnight we fall those temperatures into the upper 20s, and then a little bit of a rebound for Wednesday. We will spot some 40s here on the map, but there will still be some locations that are a touch cooler yet. Now our temperatures, though we're forecasting those to be in the 40s here to start the week, when we have that snow system come in, you're going to find that really drops those temperatures down. Averages at this point in the year should be right around here, 44 degrees. And then that should continue to climb, but it looks like our temperatures don't climb with it. So through the weekend and early next week, we'll have highs that'll be into the upper 30s. And then we will start to see those temperatures maybe rebound here at the end of our 10-day stretch. But overall, you can plan on a cool and chilly start to the month of March, considering we shouldn't be talking 30s, and we are. It's just going to be maybe a little bit of a balance considering the weather that we had back in February. We were well above average then. And looks like we're not going to be there just yet because averages, like I said, 44, even 45 degrees. Those lows into the mid 30s, well, that's well above where we should be. So these mild starts, that is holding on, but then we're not really gaining a lot of that heat into the afternoon. No new records here coming into play, and even checking out that sunrise and sunset time, I'm sure you're noticing that extra daylight that we're picking up. This morning, your sunrise was just after 7 o'clock and sunset is going to be at 6:32. Just a heads up though, this weekend is the time change, so that means our sunrise sunset times, those are going to be changing. Of course, if you're going to be out and about this weekend, or maybe just sleeping in, kind of catching up on that hour that we're going to lose of sleep, you can always have that WTOL 11 weather app to stay updated on that forecast, even towards the weekend. But we do have quieter weather here for the work week until Friday. Of course, the daily tab, that's going to be helpful. This is our hourly tab, so you can of course keep a look at those temperatures that are coming up in the next couple of hours. But keeping you ahead We have this system that's going to be moving in on Friday. So Friday morning, you're going to notice that snowfall. It's knocking on our doorstep, and then we'll have snow shower chances as we go through the day on Friday. But the storm will exit by the time we get into the weekend. And it also isn't carrying a lot of moisture with it. So of course, we're keeping an eye to this system. But right now, we're not seeing it to be a strong or even major storm, considering some of the busier conditions that we've had lately. The other thing to note, though, is that it's rotating counterclockwise. So it's actually going to unlock that cold air that we had further north, and that's why we're going to have those chilly conditions still lasting into the weekend and early next week as we're bringing in that cooler northern Canadian air. And then it could be chilly enough to where we do see a little bit of lake effect coming off that western portion of Lake Erie. So just a few snow showers there, but otherwise the forecast will be mainly dry by the weekend. Now, even looking ahead to the month of March, I was forecasting that it's going to be cooler, and also we've had a lot of water lately. So here for March, this is our monthly outlook coming from the Climate Prediction Center. And you are going to find that that big green bullseye, this is above average precipitation. It is south of here. We, though, are on the edge, so we'll still continue to pick up maybe a little more as far as that moisture in the forecast. So many of us are a little bit waterlogged lately, but it's just something to keep an eye on, considering that spring planting is going to be next month. So we definitely have a lot of drying out to do in some parts of the area of Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan. Just something to keep an eye to. But our friends in the northern portion of the mitten, looks like they might be, wanting some of that rainfall. And now here's the temperature outlook for the month of March, and it's blue. This is maybe not what you want to see as we turn the corner towards spring, but we are actually going to be finding that our temperatures are maybe going to trend a little bit below average. One thing, though, to keep in mind is that average temperatures by the end of the month are around 55 degrees. So if we're below 55 degrees, maybe we're around 50. That's not too bad. Of course, though, we would want it to be right on tap for what we would expect from March. So we will see what the rest of the month has in store for us. But for today, we have temperatures around 42 degrees. Fairly seasonal. It'll be breezy under those sunny skies. Dry weather to get us through the work week and school week until Friday. Here's that rain and snow chance that we're going to be eyeing for that day. And the cooler air that's going to be going with it. You'll find temperatures. Those are going to be in the upper 30s, even for much of next week. And we'll even have a quick system on Monday and Tuesday that we'll be watching for some snow showers. So just some quick systems moving on through in this forecast. But at least we do have still some dry days coming our way as well. Make sure you always stay ahead, though, of these systems by downloading and using the WTOL 11 weather app. And also, though, don't forget to head outside and enjoy that gorgeous sun that we have for today.